Interview 1.
Welcome to Agriculture Insights. Today, we're discussing the growth of organic farming with Mr. John, a sustainable agriculture expert. Mr. John, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Organic farming has been gaining popularity in recent years. Can you explain what organic farming is and why it's becoming more widespread?
Organic farming is a method of farming that avoids the use of synthetic fertilizers, pesticides, and genetically modified organisms. Instead, organic farmers rely on natural processes such as crop rotation, composting, and biological pest control to maintain soil health and protect crops. This method is becoming more popular because it's seen as a way to produce food that is healthier for both consumers and the environment. Consumers are becoming more aware of the potential health risks associated with chemical pesticides, and they're looking for food that is grown in a more natural way. Additionally, organic farming can help protect biodiversity and reduce pollution, which makes it an attractive option for environmentally conscious consumers.
That sounds promising, but are there any challenges associated with organic farming?
Yes, organic farming does come with its challenges. One of the biggest issues is the cost. Organic farms tend to have lower yields compared to conventional farms, and the methods used can be more labor-intensive. As a result, organic food is often more expensive than non-organic food. Another challenge is that organic farming requires more knowledge and expertise. Farmers need to understand how to manage pests and diseases without relying on chemical pesticides, which can be difficult in certain climates or growing conditions. Additionally, organic farming is highly regulated, and it can be costly for farmers to get certified as organic.
How are farmers overcoming these challenges?
Farmers are finding ways to make organic farming more efficient and cost-effective. For example, some are using technology to monitor soil health and track crop growth, which helps them make more informed decisions. Others are experimenting with new organic methods, such as no-till farming, which reduces labor and improves soil health. Additionally, governments and organizations are offering financial incentives and support to help farmers transition to organic practices. As demand for organic products grows, farmers are finding that the benefits of organic farming can outweigh the challenges.
What do you think the future holds for organic farming?
I believe organic farming will continue to grow in popularity as more consumers become interested in sustainable and healthy food options. We'll likely see more innovation in organic farming methods, which will help make it more accessible and affordable for both farmers and consumers. In the long term, I think organic farming could become a mainstream method of food production, especially as people become more concerned about environmental and health issues.
Interview 2.
Welcome to Education Today. We're talking about the benefits of remote learning with Ms. Emily, an education technology specialist. Ms. Emily, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Remote learning has become much more common recently, especially with the rise of digital technologies and the pandemic. Could you explain some of the main benefits of remote learning?
Absolutely. One of the biggest benefits of remote learning is flexibility. Students can learn from anywhere, which is especially helpful for those who may not be able to attend traditional schools due to location, health issues, or personal commitments. Remote learning also allows students to learn at their own pace. They can review materials as many times as they need and move on to new content when they feel ready. This personalized approach can help students who may struggle in a traditional classroom setting. Additionally, remote learning often incorporates digital tools and resources, which can make learning more interactive and engaging for students.
That sounds great, but what are some of the challenges that come with remote learning?
While remote learning has many advantages, it also presents several challenges. One major issue is access. Not all students have reliable internet connections or the necessary devices to participate in online classes, which creates a digital divide. Another challenge is the lack of social interaction. In a traditional classroom, students can easily collaborate with their peers and build relationships, but this can be more difficult in a remote learning environment. Additionally, some students may struggle with self-discipline and time management when learning from home, which can affect their academic performance.
How can educators and institutions address these challenges?
To address the issue of access, schools and governments need to invest in providing devices and internet access to all students. It's also important to offer training for both teachers and students on how to use remote learning tools effectively. In terms of social interaction, teachers can incorporate group projects and virtual discussions to help students collaborate and stay connected. Setting clear expectations and providing regular feedback can also help students stay on track and manage their time effectively. It's all about finding the right balance between flexibility and structure.
What do you think the future holds for remote learning?
I believe remote learning will continue to play a significant role in education, even as schools return to in-person learning. We'll likely see a blended approach, where students can choose between in-person and online classes, depending on their needs. I also think we'll see continued innovation in digital education tools, making remote learning more accessible, interactive, and effective for students of all ages. Interview 3.
Welcome to Automotive Innovations. Today, we're discussing the future of electric cars with Mr. David, an expert in sustainable transportation. Mr. David, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Electric cars have been gaining popularity in recent years. Could you explain why they are considered an important part of the future of transportation?
Electric cars are seen as a key solution to reducing greenhouse gas emissions and combating climate change. Unlike traditional gasoline-powered vehicles, electric cars run on electricity, which means they don't produce harmful emissions while driving. This makes them a cleaner alternative for the environment. Additionally, electric cars are becoming more affordable as battery technology improves, and they offer lower operating costs because electricity is cheaper than gasoline. Many countries are also investing in charging infrastructure, making it easier for people to switch to electric vehicles.
What are some of the challenges facing the widespread adoption of electric cars?
One of the main challenges is the availability of charging stations. While many urban areas now have charging stations, rural areas and highways still lack the infrastructure needed for long-distance travel. Another issue is the initial cost of electric cars. Although prices are coming down, they are still more expensive than traditional cars, which can make them less accessible to some consumers. Additionally, the production of electric car batteries raises environmental concerns, as the mining of materials like lithium and cobalt can have negative impacts on the environment and local communities.
How are these challenges being addressed?
Governments and companies are working to address these issues. Many governments are offering incentives, such as tax credits or rebates, to encourage people to buy electric cars. They're also investing in expanding the charging network, particularly in rural areas. As for the environmental impact of battery production, researchers are developing new battery technologies that use less harmful materials and are easier to recycle. In the long term, these innovations will help make electric cars more sustainable and accessible to a wider range of people.
What do you think the future holds for electric cars?
I believe electric cars will become the dominant form of personal transportation in the coming decades. As battery technology continues to improve, we'll see electric cars with longer ranges and faster charging times. We'll also likely see advancements in autonomous driving technology, which could further revolutionize the transportation industry. Overall, I'm optimistic that electric cars will play a crucial role in creating a more sustainable future for transportation.